Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info in Harcourt, Harcourt. I'm Daya. 11 minutes gone past 3 p.m. It's a fine Thursday. Weather's quite nice, actually. You know, quite nice. Just the right, almost the right amount of sunshine, really. But pretty cool. And I hope you had a fine day today as well, with just the right amount of sunshine in your life as well. Welcome today. From now till about 7, we keep the conversation going. Most definitely. So, several matters are up for discussion today. You'll find out what they are, and possibly, who knows, you might even join the conversation, but only if you stay tuned. Okay, let's see. Discussions on the show today. What exactly? So, I've got today's side comments coming up. Random thoughts will not be discussed now, much later on, very likely during the open season segment. And then we've got today's rant as well, something in my mind. I'll express some thoughts in it, and you're very much welcome to express your thoughts and mine also. That will take us till 4 p.m. Now, 4 features business news. And then I've got a question here. Which of the APC or the PDP is more corrupt? Yeah, which of them is more corrupt? As APC and PDP trade tackles as to which party is more corrupt. I mean, I'm not the one who is arguing amongst them. They're the ones arguing amongst themselves. So I just like to attempt to help them settle this quarrel. Now, this is in our news. Where is it? It wasn't our news earlier on. Now, the APC says the federal government will not spare or condone looters of public funds within and outside government. National Secretary of its caretaker and extraordinary convention planning committee, John Panu Doided, in a statement, was reacting to allegations by the PDP that said the current administration is the most corrupt government in Nigeria. Now, Mr. John said the successive PDP administrations had been known to misappropriate and divert public funds. He said that bribe for jobs and other employment rackets carried out on the PDP's watch remained one of the most disgraceful and lowest points in the country's history. So let's attempt to settle this argument later this evening. That's between 4 and 5 p.m. I'd like to ask you, which of the APC or the PDP is more corrupt? And you have to give your reasons, by the way, whatever your position is on the matter. That's between 4 and 5. 5, we've got the news update, and after that, let's see what comes up next. Judicial meddling in our elections. Judicial meddling in Nigeria's elections is going to form the basis for the conversation in the 5 o'clock hour. And you may have read the story yourself, but it's cut to the premium times. Imo North Senatorial seat court orders INEC to issue certificates of return to Okuruama. Imo North Senatorial seat court orders INEC to issue certificates of return to Okuruama. Now, here's the story. The Federal High Court Abuja on Thursday ordered INEC to issue Ifeanyi Okuruama a certificate of return within 72 hours based on the result of the December 5, 2020 Imo North Senatorial by-election having been declared as the valid candidate of the APC. Now, Justice Taiwo in a judgment said Mr. Okuruama was the winner of the election, going by the earlier judgments of court. According to him, with regard to the appeal court judgment in Abuja, the third defendant, Chukwuma Ibezim, remained disqualified. Justice Taiwo therefore declared Okuruama as the APC's valid candidate in the poll. The judge earlier in a ruling dismissed Mr. Ibezim's application seeking a stay of the judgment pending the hearing and determination of the suit before the Supreme Court. Justice Taiwo, who described the application as an attempt to arrest the judgment, dismissed it for lacking merit. Messrs. Ibezim and Okuruama had fielded themselves as APC candidates prior to the election. Although INEC had declared APC winner of the by-election, the Commission did not return a candidate from the party. And INEC hinged its decision on what it described as several court orders for and against the two major contenders. Now, it was reported that 2 court judgments had surfaced on December 4, 2020, one from the Court of Appeal, Owerri, and another from the Federal High Court, Abuja. The Court of Appeal judgment to the Federal High Court, Owerri, which had nullified the candidacy of Mr. Ibezim and declared him candidate while sacking Okuruama barely 24 hours to the election. The Federal High Court Abuja had, on the other hand, declared Mr. Rarume as the candidate of the party on the grounds that Mr. Ibezin presented fake certificates to the APC and INEC. But Rarume, through his counsel, Ahmed Raji, said he had also filed an application at the Supreme Court praying that the execution of the appeal court judgment be stayed. As such, a former lawmaker approached Justice Taiwo's court for an order compelling INEC to issue him the certificate of return as the winner of the poll. Although the judgment would have been delivered on March 16 by Justice Taiwo, Ibezin, through his lawyer, in an application for a stay of judgment, informed the court that the suit was pending before the Apex Court for hearing and determination, but Counsel Addison Court had copies served on all defendants. Remarkable. And the really interesting part here, the critical part of this, is INEC. There was a by-election to fill a senatorial seat, and INEC, even though the APC won, INEC could not give the APC candidate a certificate of return because there were two candidates, in a manner of speaking, right? And INEC hinged its decision on what it described as several court orders for and against the major contenders. And we've had scenarios like this, play out quite often in our democratic or electoral process. Judicial meddling, you might think it is. How is the judiciary faring, or is the judiciary helping to strengthen our democracy, really? And we'll discuss this in the 5 o'clock hour. Barrister Richard Wokocha is going to be my guest for that conversation. Headlines are up 5:30, major news at 6 p.m, open season afterwards. The show comes to an end at about 7. The sports gang will be in for extra time at about 9. I think Let's Talk comes up. So that's the show today. Any changes? Find out, simply stay tuned. But we keep things going right now with some side comments, random stories, random thoughts, not up for discussion right now, but possibly during the open season segment. I'll take your thoughts on those. Scores of people queued to take the first dose of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine in Obiakpo local government area today. Our correspondent who observed the exercise carried out at the Obiakpo Council Hall reports that council workers, chiefs, including women, were some of those who received the vaccine today. Some of them told our correspondent that they took the vaccine because they are confident it will reduce the infection rate of the virus. They also urged other Rivers residents to take the vaccine because it is safe. All right, so that's a good thing. But let's hear what some of these persons have to say.
It's for prevention. The sickness was really hectic when it came in. So a lot of people were like asking for a remedy. And now that we've seen the remedy to it, it's good to take it.
I travel a lot, and I think if I don't take it now, that people are taking it. Maybe tomorrow if I go to the airport and they'll ask me where is certificate, and I'll start saying I don't have. So it's better for me to take it right now that everybody is taking it.
I am convinced. Short while ago we had with up to today nothing happened. So I don't think my government, our government of Nigeria, who want to kill their citizenry. I am fine and I'm convinced and I deem it necessary that I should be vaccinated.
When I usually have children, they take this vaccine. When I was sick about this chicken pox, I know how it was effective on me. But when the thing got to my child, it was not effective on him because of the vaccine he took. So I just believe in that.
Right. On his part, Chairman of Obiakpo local government area, Solomon Abel Aken, who also took the vaccine, said it will move through communities to sensitize the people on the importance of taking the vaccine.
I will encourage all of them to take their own to ensure that this thing does not ravage the entire Obiakpo people. I will move from community. My card is here to show that I have taken, and so they should be convinced. And so our people will take. I can assure you, at least you can see the number of people who are already keying up. So don't dwell on those who refuse.
Thumbs up to Obiakpo local government area and the council chairman Solomon Abel Ake initiative, and it being done publicly, and from reports what I have here, it was observed that council workers, chiefs, including women, several persons received the vaccine today. So it's a good thing at the Obiakpo Council Hall. So that's a good thing, and that it was publicly done also, will increase the confidence of a lot more people in the vaccine, and it also serves as a sensitization to a mechanism as well. So it's good that we're getting the vaccines out there and people are getting vaccinated. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. But I do wonder, however, what exactly, what's the strategy? What were the parameters in determining who gets vaccinated? Because there has to be some parameter. It's deliberate and it's scientific as well. So what were the parameters in determining the people? How many vaccines did Obiako get precisely? How does it intend to utilize the vaccines? Who are the people who are going to get the vaccines? I think that information like this is also relevant. Yeah, it's good. It's good that people are being vaccinated in Obiako, and I imagine other local government areas. But it's also good to go beyond that. The Ministry of Health, for example, and even the councils themselves need to go beyond that and state clearly how many vaccines are going to each local government area, how they're going to be administered, the parameters in determining who gets what. Because we had just 150,000 doses sent to River State. That means 75,000 people are going to get vaccinated from that, as each person needs 2 doses. So, how are we going about it? The how is as important as the doing as well. It's quite critical because some people are more in need of the vaccine than others. Some people are in immediate need of the vaccine compared to some others. Older people, frontline health workers, or just generally health workers, all of that. So it will be good if that information is made available as well. So let's see, what else caught my attention today? Governor Nyesom Wike says he will not rejoice over the approval for rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt refinery by the federal government. Recall that the Federal Executive Council yesterday approved $1.5 billion for the immediate rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt refinery, but Governor Wike, in a live television program yesterday evening, said there are several unfulfilled promises to the state by the federal government. He said he hopes that work will begin immediately, as the rehabilitation of the refinery will create jobs and improve the economy of the state. Let's hear what His Excellency had to say on the subject matter at this moment. There we are.
If it is going to work, I have told you here that first of all, it will include a lot of economic activities. There will be a lot of employment for the people of the state. And so you'll be happy. But I'm saying that we have had these promises, and nothing has happened. So I don't want to begin to sing hallelujah. I said, let us wait and see. Based on the approval and the statement made by the Minister of State Petroleum, who will hold him accountable to it. Even before the government came into being, they have promised a lot of things. And later, if they come up to say, well, because of the challenges and that challenge, and we're going into 2023, so many promises will be made, so many approvals will be made. So don't just sing hallelujah.
Yeah, I share the governor's sentiment on this, because who knows? Tomorrow, the media may have misquoted or misrepresented the Federal Executive Council on the subject matter. Who knows, really? I mean, and before now, billions of dollars have been expended in so-called turnaround maintenance of our refineries, but all to no avail, as they are more or less out of commission these days, producing maybe even nothing, actually. So I mean, yeah, I do share his sentiments once again. But it would be a good thing if the refineries are revamped and they're fixed and they're working to full capacity, and for a number of reasons. Yes, we're going to have jobs created. The value chain is incredible, really, and also we will have competition for the Dangote refinery, which will come on stream end of this year, early next year, I suppose. So there are lots of positives here. So let's hope the federal government will follow through with this. And then we won't hear from some government official later that they can't find a trace of the $1.5 billion. And then he will come back the next day and say that he was quoted out of context by the media. Three Igrota OSPAC members and others who were at large are facing a 7-count charge of murder and have been remanded in Port Harcourt Correctional Center after they were arraigned in court yesterday. They are being accused of the killing of Prince Wilabunda and Peter Okuruama. Other charges include attacking the Igrota police station, freeing one promise in Natwele from lawful custody, and possession of one pump-action gun without a license. And when the matter came up yesterday, Magistrate Ayinda Kennedy advised that the case be filed. The case file be transferred to the DPP for legal advice because his court lacks jurisdiction. Goodluck Ogbonda, one of the younger brothers to Prince Ogbonda, who commended the police for their efforts, urged them to intensify their efforts in arresting the sponsors. Let's hear what he had to say.
What I want to actually advise you, but let the police go out there, get these persons, bring them to book. We want justice. The family of Prince Obunda Emerengwa want justice. He said Prince Obunda had 4 children, 3 boys, 1 girl, and a wife, and has a business running before all these things happened. He's never involved in any crime. He's never involved in any kidnapping or anything. It was out of hatred that they killed him. The family want justice. I want the police, the commissioner of police, where many Nigerians to intensify their effort to make sure that all those who are behind this heinous crime are apprehended and at the end of the day are prosecuted and they face the cause of justice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Justice. Emmanuel Okuruama, also elder brother to Peter Okuruama, urged the state government to prevail on OSPAC members to show them where they buried his brother. Remember November last year, Prince Wilabunda and Peter Okuruama were arrested by members of Igrota OSPAC, and the whereabouts are not known till date. Now, following complaints by the families of these two missing men, police invaded the OSPAC office and arrested Ikichuku Amadi, Brighton Wogu, and Chiwado Donatus after the commander and others failed to honor police invitation. It's sad that these two men had to go missing and we had to go through this horrendous experience, but I'm somewhat glad that at least it appears that justice is being served. And by the way, I hope the authorities will fix their searchlight now on every park in the state, whatever they are, whether it is OSPAC or whatever park they are. You know, and before we have people say, no, see, this one is not. See, yeah, you people have to get it right. You see, this one is this park. We are another park. We are a factional park. Our own park is not of the same park. We are a packed-full park. They're all the same, as far as I'm concerned. The authorities should get fixated with them. Really, fix your searchlight on them. Scrutinize their activities. Because they're all a bunch of packs. Really. All a bunch of packs. And some good news from the judiciary. Federal High Court in Port Harcourt has asked the River State Commissioner of Police, Friday Iboka, aka the Versatile One, and the disbanded Eagle Crack unit, the crackheads over there, to pay the sum of 20 million naira damages for parading the owner of an orphanage home after accusing her of running a baby factory. Recall that in February last year, the police paraded the owner of Tenor Life Initiative Foundation, Chinelo Odiakosa Makwe, and her staff for allegedly running an orphanage home. But after Mrs. Odiakosa Makwe was released from police custody, she took police authorities to court for violating her fundamental rights. Justice Muhammad Abubakar, in his judgment, granted the 7 relief sought by the claimant. Yes, justice, absolutely, and that's a good thing, especially against the crackheads, the so-called disbanded E-Crack team. And by the way, your CPNS, Eboka Friday, the Versatile One, even though there was some report from the police spokesperson yesterday about ongoing investigations with that those crackheads in E-Crack team that extorted the Uniport student. We heard you're waiting for a bank statement, something like that. Please get it very quick. If the bank has not responded yet, tell the relevant department in the police force to escalate it. Send another email, send a reminder to the bank manager to send you the report very quick, because the good people of Rivers State are anxious to hear what's going to happen to those crackheads, aka gallant officers. So we're waiting for that to happen. All right, thank you very much. And I think that's it for today's side comments. But finally, Iman Kapasti, as the self-appointed senior special advisor to the Rivers State Governor, on reminding His Excellency of critical matters, because His Excellency is very busy, very, very busy. I mean, commissioning stuff everywhere, coordinating as the incident commander in Rivers State, coordinating, COVID-19 vaccines, disbursement and all. There's so many things, thinking of where to put another flyover again. That in itself is a very, very, it's a full-time job on its own. Just sitting down to think about where else we can put a flyover. It's serious work. It's major work. And that's why I've taken it upon myself to remind His Excellency of some critical things that those around him may not remind him of. So, one of which is teachers in demonstration schools, Your Excellency. They've not been paid salaries for about 5 years. Some might describe that as being inhuman. So let's look into that. As Your Excellency is a gracious man, and you will look into this, Your Excellency. Also, there's a court judgment that orders your government to pay them. Also, let's look into education, basic education especially, even tertiary as well. Yeah, we need or post basic and tertiary. We need to look into that, but basic at least. If a person has quality basic education, you can function as a you can fully function as an adult and contribute meaningfully to society. So let's fix basic education, Your Excellency. It's not in a good state right now in Rivers State. We need at least 10,000 teachers based on an assessment done by your administration in your first term as governor. We need at least 4,000 non-teaching staff also. Those figures may have increased even by now. We need to fix the infrastructure. We need to ensure that these kids actually get an education so that their ambition in life will not be to be senior men, will not be to be those people that used to call your boys, or people who are snatching ballot boxes, or so that they won't grow up to become loyal to you, Your Excellency. So they will grow up to be respectable people in society who will make informed decisions as to how their lives will be managed, either personally or by people in government. And once again, education is the best legacy. Not flyovers. Definitely not flyovers. Alright, so that's it for today's side comment. I'm going to break. When I return, today's round comes up. Please stay with us.
To thrive in a fast-changing world.
Tune in to 92.3 Nigeria Info for the best of news, talk and sports 24/7.
Are you running late and can't make it down to our Room OC office to book your commercials? Don't worry, because you can take advantage of our marketing office inside Port Harcourt to book your commercials. It is located at Shop 9 Mediatrix of All Graces Plaza, opposite FIRS Stadium Road, Port Harcourt. You can also call our sales rep on 0817 001 8162. That's 0817 001 8162.
And now, Hard Facts.
Hard Facts with Diode.
Welcome back. It's Hard Fact to 91.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. And I'd like to rant for just a bit. I've got something in my mind. I've expressed some thought on it. And you're very welcome to express your thoughts and mine all the way till 4 p.m. Now, the essence of today's rant is to remind the police, to remind, especially especially the Rivers State Police Command, as to what the responsibilities are. I think that they require a refresher course, on what their job description is. And it's totally fine. I hope that the police do not take this the wrong way. Every profession requires refresher programs, refresher courses, on-the-job training, if you know what I mean. It's inevitable. You have to get it, really. Even in my profession, we need trainings every now and then. Doesn't mean you don't know the stuff, but sometimes it's to remind you of the stuff you already knew, or to bring you up to speed with newer trends or improvements, or updates as far as the practice of a professional career is concerned. But I feel certain the police may have forgotten, actually, some of their core responsibilities, and it's good to remind them. We have examples of this that abound. For example, the police now settle fights between boyfriend and girlfriend. The police now collect rent. Well, we hear instances of many things. They now collect rent. The police now even help to settle debt. If somebody is owing you money, just go to the police. They will just throw the person in behind the counter or in the cell. So when are you going to pay now? How much? So which one are we going to get now? So they need to be reminded what the scope of their responsibilities are, because once again I fear seriously that they may have forgotten and they go way outside or beyond that scope. And we have a classic example here in my estimation. Now this was on our bulletin earlier on. Calm has returned to the Okuruama and Abuloma axis of Port Harcourt City local government area hours after heavy shooting occurred between members of Okuruama and Okujago communities yesterday. Spokesman of the River State Command, Nnamdi Moni, told newsmen that the reason for the shooting is not yet known. So apparently yesterday, two communities or individuals from two communities engaged in a shootout, or free-for-all, if you will. And there were guns involved. In fact, the story says heavy shooting between members of these two communities. Of course, well, that could happen. Should it have happened? No. But do we have criminal nefarious elements in society? Yes, we do. We have them in every society, as a matter of fact. And sometimes they're going to, for whatever reason, they're going to act irrationally, illegally. They're going to break the law. It's bound to happen. But my concern, my primary concern, is not that this incident happened, that some nefarious individuals in these communities engage themselves in a heavy shootout. That's not my primary concern. It is a concern, but here's my primary concern. So, the spokesman of the River State Police Command, Nnamdi Moni, said the reason for the shooting is not yet known. Alright, maybe they're investigating. But the leadership of the two communities have been invited for a meeting with a view to resolving the crisis. I have a very strong feeling that that cannot be within the purview of the River State Police Command. If people have engaged in shootings, what we should be doing is fishing out the persons who engaged in those shootings. We can find out why they did it, as that information might help us to prevent it from happening in the future. But the primary focus, our concern, is not to invite the elders or the community chiefs or the leaders of the communities and then help them to solve their community problem. No. I don't think that's the job of the police. His Excellency, the River State, if we need somebody to refer to their Usman Danfodio caps and ask them to stop nodding their head anyhow, as if they are listening, as if they are agreeing, meanwhile they are causing crashes in their communities, His Excellency the Governor can handle that. Because obviously these leaders are unable to maintain the peace within their communities, supposedly, allegedly. So His Excellency the Governor can invite them to Government House or some other place and then reference their Usman Danfodio caps, even take their staff of office or their walking sticks from them ask them all to stand up, and threaten them that if they don't resolve the issues in their communities, he will remove them. His Excellency can take care of that. But the police should concern themselves with apprehending, because crimes have been committed here. I'm sure that at least more than one crime has been committed. This person should be fished out. If it is community leaders who are responsible, they should be arrested, they should be prosecuted, and they should be jailed for a very long time. We cannot give the impression to people that because you have some grouse with some community, so you can shoot because you have community issues. What the heck is community issues? People very likely with guns they are not licensed to possess are constituting a menace to society, endangering the lives of other people in the guise of community problem. Community problem. So, does community problem make it justiciable or justifiable for people to then bear firearms, albeit illegally, and go about engaging in a shootout because they have community disagreement? So I urge the Rivers State Police Command to not bother with inviting the leadership of the two communities to resolve the crisis, because once again, His Excellency can take care of that. What we need to do is to fish out the perpetrators of this illegal act, and that's what the police should be saying. We're investigating. We've picked up a few suspects. We are on the trail of other suspects. They are on the run. We're apprehending them. We're going to be prosecuting them for this illegal act as soon as possible. That's what we need to be hearing from the police, and not that we have invited the leaders of the communities and we're going to talk with them. We're going to talk with them, and we're going to join hands together. We're going to join hands together to find a way of resolving this matter. You see? No, we can't see. That's not the job of the police. No. Apprehend the criminals, even if they are leaders in those communities. Prosecute them. Get them jailed for a long time. That's what we should do. That's what's going to serve as a deterrent to other people who may have community problems in the future and feel the way they can go about resolving it is publicly engaging in a shootout and blame it on communal crisis or community problem. Once again, if you need resolved, His Excellency, if we need to discuss anything with anybody, His Excellency can take care of that. On that note, I end my rant. Thanks for listening. Hope I didn't bore you. Any thoughts? Let's hear it. Numbers to the same lines are open. We got 0817 93 0002 or 0003, 0817 93 0007 or 0009. Those are the numbers to call. We're live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, also facebook.com /Nigeria Info PH, and the WhatsApp is on 0809 030 6416. Please keep it brief, concise, and straight to the point. And once a call is answered, do please turn down the volume of your radio set. It's expedient not to do so, else we cannot have a conversation. Hello, hard fact to welcome. Hello. Alright, via Facebook, thank God our table goes. Up to now, the reason for the shooting is not known. Did the shooting happen in the spiritual world? That up to now, no one knows the reason that led to the shooting. Well, I mean, once again, one could assume that investigations are ongoing to determine that. Hello, 90.3.
Hello, Ogade.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Ogade.
90.3. Hello.
Hello, Tayo, good afternoon.
All right, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, good day. Go ahead.
Thank you. God bless you. I think the police, they have general duty kind of something. They can do all sorts of things to keep peace. If they have invited the community chief for settlement, I think that is okay. Through the invitation, they can also ask them to produce the people that we are shooting. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
So, even when two boyfriend and girlfriend is quarreling, which can degenerate to some other thing, if they invite them to make peace, I think it's also part of their duty.
Okay.
Are you not thinking the same line with me?
Obviously, I'm not.
Huh?
Obviously, I'm not.
Yes, we are for peacemaking. Anything that can lead to peacemaking, I think police should be here.
Okay.
That's my take. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, Hard Facts 91.3.
Hello, good afternoon, Dayo.
Hi, go ahead.
I think the police is not just correct, but very correct.
Okay.
If you're forcing the police for going there, you as a journalist, investigative journalism require that you go find out why they were shooting.
Okay.
Journalism should not be about picking phone calls and ending phone calls. You should go there and inquire why were they shooting. The police have invited the two communities in the view for finding not only peace, but also interrogating them to know why were they shooting. And you said the police does not have the right. Then you, that is a journalist, why did you not go there to do investigative journalism to know why was they shooting? You should do that.
Okay.
It is not about staying in your studio and be picking phone calls and be making phone calls.
Oh, thank you very much. Once again, 0817-923-0002 or 0003. That's 0817-923-0007 or 0009. Hello, Hard Frank, you're welcome. Hi, go ahead.
I'm not going from my day.
Go ahead.
What, to me, if I may ask, what do you expect the police people to do? Maybe to go there and do...
I think I've made that very clear in my rant. What I expect the police to do.
Police will go there. You know how police work. Even this one, I'm making plan for them. Because if before they have just enter there, arrest everybody, don't give small tax and everybody. It's not 5,000 per head. You know the millionaire them 10,000 or 5,000. So for them to invite the head of the community, I think it's another. When they come there, it's not a problem. These guys, they are fought for you, they are fighting for you. So who are they? How do they get the gun? Are you not bought the gun for them? Who are behind them? I think it's a good idea. And for this one, that's right. Thank you.
All right. Maybe I need to. Okay. Well, I think I just moved on with the calls. Hello, 91.3.
Hello.
Hi. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello. You're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Dayo.
Yes.
I think this matter is going out of proportion.
Okay.
Why will you say the police does not have the right to invite you to committee?
No.
Why will you make such a comment?
That's not what I said, by the way. I did not say. I did not say.
To know what transpired.
I did not say the police cannot invite the community members to know what transpired. That's not the point. That's not what I said. And if you need clarification, I can make that clarification. Now, here's what I said. The police spokesperson said that. I didn't get that. Okay, yeah. The leadership of the two communities have been invited for a meeting with a view to resolving the crisis. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it is not. Can the police invite persons from the communities, leadership, or whoever it is, as part of their investigations? They have the right to do that, of course, and I expect that they should do that. That's the only way the police can conduct their investigation, by asking questions of people, and they can ask those questions either by directly going to those communities to interview people, or by inviting them over to their station for interview. But attempting to resolve the crisis is not the responsibility of the police, and I maintain that position. To try to resolve the crisis is not the stance that the police should be taking. Rather, the stance of the police should primarily be apprehending those who constituted the menace to society, who constituted a nuisance, and ensuring that they're prosecuted and ensuring that they're jailed. Attempting to resolve the crisis in the community is not and cannot be the responsibility of the police. And I maintain that position. We got 10 minutes to go before 4 p.m. Hello, Hard Fact, you're welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, go ahead.
I think it's Sam.
Go ahead, Sam.
These two communities we are saying, this is not a deadline to show. together. In 2001, they bumped down the other community. So the community have gone stored. And so the process, the police are working with them. They know them, and they are just making us fools. So that was just the problem. Everybody knows themselves. They know that they have AK-47 and everything there. So we're just looking there. It's what I have to say. There's nothing more.
All right. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, Abraham on the line. I think your position is, I think we're actually saying 6.5 dozen.
Hello, Abraham.
Can you still hear
Hello?
me? I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I was saying that it's like 12 and a dozen. If the police is going to invite the community leaders in a bid to resolving the challenge they might be having in the community. Well, following the SP's comment literally, it looks like it's a navigation from the enforcement angle to becoming a settlement agency. But then, in the process of talking to the leaders, they will also find out what could have transpired, and they might want to get some useful information from them that will aid them in possibly arresting and prosecuting the people who perpetrated that act the previous day. So I think your rant is in line. At the same time, I think it's just for people to understand there's a balance in between, and you also need to understand too that in the process of the interview, the police might get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, but Abraham, I did say that. I did say the police need to investigate, and investigation would require interviewing people, either going to the community to interview them,
yes,
or inviting them to the station to be interviewed. That's inevitable. Yes,
that's correct. That's correct. Thanks a lot. Have a beautiful day.
You as well. Let's see. I've got comments via WhatsApp. Hi, that shooting in that community causes panic, and that's insecurity in some dimension. So the governor, who's been collecting security votes, should also join forces with the police to thoroughly investigate what causes the shooting. But apparently the police would rather focus their attention on who dresses like a gangster and submit your Yahoo boy, while His Excellency will be busy criticizing the national government. That's from Jeff. All right, Jeff. Hector goes, come to think of it, these two communities are not in the creeks. They are in the city. They are easily accessible. Good afternoon. Okay. Now, I think we need a Sheikh Gumi here for negotiations with the boys. Please, they should not be called criminals. That will get them offended. They only shot in the air. If anybody died, it was not intended. That's from a Pastor Smart. All right. This is a clear evidence that the police still have political power influencing them. How on earth would the police summon the elders in order to settle them? That it came from Port Harcourt. Good afternoon. Inviting the two community leaders for settlement isn't good enough. I think the police should make some arrests and prosecute the perpetrators of the crime for future occurrence. That's Ben from Rumudara. We've got 5 more minutes. Maybe I'll go back to the phone lines now, I suppose. Hello? Good evening. Hello, you're welcome.
Yeah, good evening.
Hi, go ahead.
Yeah, my stand on this is that police inviting community chiefs and elders for resolving issues. Who has committed the crime? Is it the community elders? Do we know if they are in it? They should go for culprits, those who have the holding what they're not supposed to hold, having in possession and ammunition and all these things. And the police are saying they are going to. Okay. They are going to meet with community chiefs and all that. How would that resolve the issue? Do we know who has committed the culprits and they prosecute them? They are going to invite Mr. A, who is not in the crime. They will come and tell you that forget it, we will bring them, we will not bring them. The crime keep on happening. Is it what we will be looking at? I don't understand. People don't understand before they speak. But they think that they should understand well before they come to the radio to criticize or to say what they want to say. Do we know who have committed crime? That they're inviting Mr. A or Mr. B to come and do this or do that. Thank you. God bless you.
But there's nothing. Once again, there's nothing wrong with the police, and I'd like to reiterate: there's nothing wrong. Okay, I think I'd like to read this message via WhatsApp. A 38-year-old boy claiming to know more than even his great-grandfather in all facets of life. What an old man sees sitting down. A young man like you can never see it, even if he climbs an Iroko tree. Be wise, Dio. That's from a John. And going over, checking out messages he sent previously. I think he signs his messages John Peters. I wonder why he chose to not sign his name in full this time around. Well, I'm a boy. I do not consider that to be an attack on my person or derogatory. I am a boy. I do very much feel like a boy, actually. Sometimes I wish I were 22 or 28 all over again. And it's very clear here. A crime has been committed. Once again, and I maintain my position, the job of the police cannot be to settle the two communities. No. Settling them is not the responsibility of the police. Going after those who have committed this crime, apprehending them, prosecuting them, even if they are leaders and elders in these communities, is what we need. And that's the only thing that will stem the tide of these so-called communal clashes. Via WhatsApp, you don't expect the police to tell them that they're coming to answer questions or for investigation. I think the police is just being diplomatic. Many of those coming will be arrested to provide those involved. Just keep watching out some Christian. Oh, well, I hope that's a tactic that's been employed by the police. Even though I think that in matters of this nature, the police need to be forceful. I don't think that we need to plead with people who are obviously criminals and trying to go soft on them and employ diplomacy. I don't think is the way to go. I think that security agents should be forceful, when it comes to people who are committing very obvious crimes in society, especially crimes of this nature. How many such community clashes do we have? How many? I think it's high time that the security agencies clamp down and very hard on these communities, or the perpetrators in these communities, or those who are spearheading, even if they are the leaders in these communities, clamp down hard on them. Because just because you have a disagreement with some community does not give you the right to then embark on some kind of a road rage or anything like that. No. We are a nation of laws. If you have a concern with a community, go to the police or go to the courts. Engaging in a shootout cannot be the way to go in any sane society. And if people are encouraging that, even if they are the traditional rulers in the communities, they should be arrested and they should be prosecuted and dealt with. If somebody needs to settle somebody, the governor can call them to his office to settle them. That's not the job of the police. That's it for now. I've got we've got business news coming up top of the hour at 4 p.m. And after that, we get the conversation going. Said matter will be which is more corrupt, the APC or the PDP, as both parties are currently trading tackles as to which party is more corrupt. Just stay tuned. Will be all corrupt at least. Be right back in a bit.